Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again as I recap the news and the headlines courtesy of our friends across the pond at Boxing 247. And I thank Christian von Sponigan and all of his great team for the work that they do to provide us with this news that we can share with you. Let's start off with some news from down in South America, where we see Acelino Popo Freitas is on the International Boxing Hall of Fame ballot. For those of you who may not be familiar with the name, he is a former four-time two-division world champion and the most popular fighter in Brazilian history. Acelino Popo Freitas is on the 2021 International Boxing Hall of Fame ballot. Freitas exploded onto the scene when he won the original Boxino tournament in 1997. Freitas, who was promoted by Banner Promotions and captured the WBO junior lightweight world title with a first-round knockout over Anatoly Alexandrov on August 7th, 1999, was able to start his career with a staggering 29 consecutive knockouts. He defended the title 10 times and then became a unified champion as he added the WBA crown with a 12-round unanimous decision over Cuban gold medal winner Joel Casamayor. On January 3rd, 2004, Freitas became a two-division champion by outpointing undefeated Artur Grigorian to win the WBO lightweight world championship. On April 29th, 2006, Freitas became a two-time lightweight champion as he re-won the WBO lightweight title in a win over Zahir Rahim, who was interviewed on the Talking Fight channel, by the way. The Brazilian native became wildly popular, especially in his home country of Brazil, and became a must-see TV item, as evidenced by his memorable brawl when he climbed off the deck twice to come back and stop Jorge Barrios in a bloody affair on August 9th, 2003. That fight was the most watched boxing match in South America. Freitas, who throughout his title runs was a staple on Showtime, retired with a Hall of Fame worthy record of 41-2 with 34 knockouts. Following his career, Freitas has been a very influential figure in Brazilian politics as he served as a senator. He has become a top boxing analyst in South America. Quick little quote here from Freitas' longtime promoter, Artie Puello of Banner Promotions. Acelino was an amazing fighter who provided not only an incredible career when it came to winning and defending world titles, but he was the most exciting fighter with his incredible knockout prowess. I'm so proud of him and extremely happy and fortunate to have promoted his career. He did as much for my career as I did for his. Again, Artie Puello of Banner Promotions. While we're still down near South America, in Central America, out of Panama City, we have some news regarding Pablo Vicente, who's going toe-to-toe against Javier Herrera. Samson Lukowitz of Samson Boxing, Carlos Gonzalez of Best Box, Carlos Andres Tello of Tello Box, and Paco Damian of Paco Presents will present Boxeo Caliente 2, the second installment of a six-card series of professional boxing shows at the Vasco Nunez de Balboa Convention Center in the El Panama Hotel in Panama City, Panama. And that fight will be held, I believe, on the 29th of October. And it will be broadcast live internationally. In the night's 10-round main event, power-punching super featherweight Pablo the Cuban Menace Vicente will face dangerous veteran Javier Johnny Herrera for the WBC Continental Americas Super Featherweight Championship. The 28-year-old Vicente, a former decorated amateur on the Cuban national team, hails from Panama City via Havana and is currently ranked number 10 in the world by the WBC. A fearsome puncher, Vicente, who's 17-1 with 15 knockouts, turned professional in 2016 and has gone on to stop all but 3 of his professional opponents. A bona fide spoiler, 28-year-old Herrera, who's 17-4-1 with 8 knockouts out of Catamarca, Argentina, has never been stopped in his professional career and is coming off an impressive unanimous decision victory over his then 13-1 countryman, Sergio Damian Rosales, last May. In the 10-round middleweight co-main event, Argentina's Sebastian Horacio Lapramiso Papisia will take on Mexico's Hector Manuel Baby Zapita. Papisia, who's 17-3 with 6 knockouts, is a 30-year-old southpaw from Luján, Buenos Aires. Zapita, who's 20-2 with 6 knockouts, is a 24-year-old from Tijuana, Baja California. Also scheduled is an 8-round super flyweight battle between Panama City-based former world title challenger Romero Batista, who's 12-2 with 8 knockouts, and Mexico City's Ramos, who's 10-4-2 with 2 knockouts, as well as a 4-round lightweight rematch between Panama City crosstown rivals Charlie Wilson, who's 2-1-1 with 2 knockouts, and Jonathan El Bloc Torres, who's 2-0. I congratulate all those fighters for stepping into the ring and look forward to seeing their matches possibly on YouTube. I don't think I get TYC Sports or TV Max up here. On to some women's boxing. Hannah Rankin versus Maria Lindberg on November 5th. Now for 2 world titles. A big night of boxing just got even bigger with the news that Hannah Rankin and Maria Lindberg will now be involved in a double world title fight on November 5th at Tottenham Hotspur's FC Football Club's banqueting hall. Originally due to battle for the World Boxing Association super welterweight crown, the pair will now also square off for the International Boxing Organization belt after the governing body agreed to sanction the contest, with all the action broadcast live on Fight Zone. Good luck to both those great fighters. As we move around the world, a little bit of news out of the Canelo Alvarez camp. One of the most prominent and successful trainers nowadays, Mexican Eddie Reynoso, commented in an interview with Little Giant Boxing about some aspects to watch out for in the upcoming fight that Saul Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant will deliver on November 6th in Las Vegas. He says, "I'm happy that this fight is going to take place. I think it's one of the most important has been in the history of Mexican boxing. So many years of great Mexican boxing, so many champions in Latin America, and there's never been an undisputed champion, and hence the great importance and significance of this fight, gathering all the belts with a single boxer. This is not easy. It's years of work. It is crystallizing, and it's good that we have the opportunity to do that on November 6th, said Eddie. Plant is a good fighter. He's a champion for a reason. He utilizes his legs very well. He has very good technique, plus precise punching. He is tall. He has good range, and I think that will be a difficult fight in the first few rounds. But I trust that moving onwards and upwards from the 4th to 5th rounds, Saul Canelo Alvarez, will increasingly be imposing his strength, his power, and his experience. What Saul is going to do, simply nobody has been able to do in Mexico. I think he will take this very important step on the way to being one of the best boxers that have been bestowed on Mexico history." There you have it. Elsewhere around the world, upcoming, we see Gervonta Davis is going up against Rolando Romero at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. The World Boxing schedule will add another great fight for the last month of the year, with the confirmation of the fight between World Boxing Association lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis and Rolando Romero on December 5th, as I said, at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. Tank is one of the most talented young fighters in the sport and is always a treat for the fans to watch. The 27-year-old American is coming off an authoritative win over Mario Barrios in the super lightweight last June, proving his power could also be felt in that division. Now he will return to 135 pounds to make the second defense of his black and gold title, which he won in December 2019 when he defeated veteran Yuriokis Gamboa in Atlanta. The Southpaw retained that belt in October last year with a resounding knockout over Leo Santa Cruz in San Antonio. This December's fight has caught the attention of fans because Rolando Romero is a gritty, young, and undefeated opponent who wants to get Davis in trouble. Rolly, who's 26, has earned the opportunity because he was interim WBA champion prior to the resolutions because of the World Championship reduction plan. He is number 1 in the rankings and therefore will battle for the world title. The event is being organized by TGB Promotions and broadcast by Showtime on pay-per-view. Gervonta has 25 wins, is undefeated, and has knocked out 24 of his opponents. Romero is also undefeated in 14 fights, with 12 of those wins coming by knockout. Woo, that's going to be a good one. All right. One last quick little story for you. This involves the big fight coming up in one more day, tomorrow night. In the undercard between Tyson Fury, as we've been mentioning all week long, between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, we have Efe Ajakba versus Frank Sanchez this Saturday night, and someone's zero has got to go. On Saturday night at the T-Mobile Arena, promises to be a historic night. The main event is the third clash between the WBC champion Tyson Fury and the challenger and former world champion Deontay Wilder. On the undercard, there will be a fight that will determine the careers of two heavyweight prospects. With a combined undefeated record of 33 won fights with 25 knockouts and 0 losses, WBC America's Continental Champion Frank Sanchez will attempt to defeat Nigerian Efe Ajakba. Ajakba, who has a record of 15 wins with 12 knockouts, is backed by Top Rank and was part of the training camp of the WBC champion Tyson Fury, as the Monarchs team believed that Ajakba's power is similar to Wilder's. Frank Sanchez, of Cuban origin, has an undefeated record of 18 wins with 13 knockouts. He is directed and guided by Eddie Reynoso, who I commented on earlier. It is usual to see him train alongside the former heavyweight world champion Andy Ruiz and sparring with the unified super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez. Fighters with similar ages, records, and characteristics with hunger and determination to conquer glory in the division, a zero must depart this weekend. And you will be watching it, I'm sure, along with me this weekend, tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, 24 hours from now. And that, my friends, is all the news fit to print. I thank you for joining me here on talkinfight.com. And remember to like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bells. And we'll see you back with the news on Monday and later this evening on the Friday night panel. And a few hours before that with Mike Orr at 4 on Knuckle Up. Adios.